I feel like to young women, unironically, they need to find a man that's very misogynistic.
Well, that's quite an introduction.
If you at all want to have a
Jeez.
guy make you follow his frame,
Why do you need to follow his frame? And how do we determine whether following his frame is in your best interest? You're advising women to follow the frame of a man who hates women.
you need to find a strong Christian man
Christian men are misogynistic. Sure, the church would love that representation for them.
that's going to put you in your place.
If a woman needs me to put her in her place, guess what? This is the wrong place to be. Move along, honey. Thinking that way lacks any accountability and personal responsibility. It's quite childish.
Or else you're going to dominate the relationship.
Is that really the only alternative?
When a woman dominates the relationship, it's destined for failure.
Well, from what I've seen with a lot of these dominant men, the success of their romantic relationships is dependent on how well they implement coercive control and manipulation tactics. And would we consider those relationships successful?
In my previous relationship, I was dominating and I was such a bitch, such a Jezebel.
I guess we're meant to believe that she isn't now.
I wasn't always like a good wife or even Christian. I used to be atheist. He has completely transformed who I am and how I act because he's such a strong Christian man and he doesn't let me get by on things.
Doesn't that sound fun?
He always will nitpick everything.
Is this meant to be an appealing style of a relationship? Because it sounds like the relationship between an adult and a child.
Because he's literally training me how to be a good Christian wife.
Of course.
You need to be
Wow.
trained. Women are bitches and they need to be trained. So that's my advice. Find a man that will train you.
Why do I need to train a woman? Why would you want to train a woman? Because I gotta say, that's not the relationship dynamic I think of between two adults. Now, if you're starting to feel sorry for this woman, well, I'd like to point out. Remember how she said she used to be a bitch and a Jezebel? Well, I've just pulled some highlights from her Twitter account. I don't know about you, but that still looks like the behavior of a Jezebel. I'm going to take her own advice and not listen to her or believe a word that she says, and I invite you to do the same. And perhaps she should also take her own advice. Go on, off you go. Shh, do it quietly though.